How's it going, guys? My name is Alexander Jimenez. I'm the founder of IX Media. We've made our clients about $350,000 through email and SMS marketing revenue. In this video, not highly requested, but I think highly important, is Valuetainment emails. Like I keep talking about Valuetainment. What is a Valuetainment email? I'm going to put it very simply, and then I picked out some of my favorites that I'll review that we've made. And yeah, so what is a Valuetainment email? Well, let's break down the word. Valuetainment, value, and entertainment. I didn't coin it, it was PBD, but either way, I used it. So Valuetainment email, you're giving value to the customer, right? Whether that be through how-to guides, interactive emails, science-based emails, us versus them. Basically, you're giving them value first, something that they didn't know, or just a fun fact, a game, a quiz, anything like that, while putting your product in the same email. So it's either the most obvious answer, or because of the value, people are like, oh, okay, maybe give them a chance. We'll see what they got. But yeah, that's pretty much what a Valuetainment email is. It's about 80% of the emails we put out, and it's the one that makes the most money long term. So let's get into it. First Valuetainment email, interactive email. Now these are one of my favorite ones to see and receive because I think it kind of breaks the fourth wall. So this is one example of interactive email, and it's basically anything that kind of gets the person not necessarily to interact with the email like they're going to click buttons, sort of, but anything that gets them to break the fourth wall. So what do I mean? This is obviously a search history email. So it's like, hey, brand name, your search history, and then we say like, hey, biotech skincare for Indian skin, which is what they sell, and then we say India's first biotech skincare for India skin, just like a Google search, and then we put their unique selling points right under that, right? And then you just make it look like an actual email from, or I guess like an actual search bar. And then right under there, remember I said you have the value, and then you put your product as the most obvious answer, which is a perfect example of that. Then we give up a bundle. The actor's edit, Anya Singha's essentials, and then a little description, shop now button, very short, sweet, and concise. So that's for the first Valuetainment email. This is my favorite to receive. I love getting anything like this. Another example real quick, just to let you know, are like text messages. So like if you make an email that looked like, again, this is an email, not a text message, but if you make an email that looks like a text message, people could be like, oh, that's funny, and then you could either slide to answer, and then they would just click the button, or it would be something like a little conversation back and forth that people think is like a text. So that's an interactive email. Next up, how-to guides. Now these are some of the easiest ones to make because you can think of how-to guides for anything. If you sell supplements, how to get strong, how to get your gym back ready, how to work out, how to take your supplements. There's a million and one different ways, so it's very easy. Here's one example. So they sell shippable pizza dough balls, so keep that in mind. How to stop your pizza from sticking, and then we put that as a little tease. And then this one is a little different, but you'll see. 3 super convenient ways. Number 1, hire a pizza chef on speed dial and force them to slide every pizza for you. Really convenient, really. Build a robot peel that follows the dough around like a puppy so it never sticks. I don't think that's very convenient, is it? Sprinkle magical moon dust over your peel. We heard lunar phases help. Okay, this has to be a joke. Actually, we lied. There's only one way that actually works. Introducing the pizza peel dust, and then, obvious. Perfect. You're making your product the obvious answer. Now this one we played around with it, but in a normal one you would just put how to XYZ, and then you just put in the different ways. So way number 1, way number 2, way number 3, or use like a little guide, like first do this, first do that, first do that, and then do that. So yeah, how-to guides, super easy to make, or at least to come up with. A little intricate if you don't know like the structure and whatnot, but it's a really fun email. You think of a lot of stuff. Next one, science-based emails, and I'm going to give you a bit of a tip. This specific structure of email. So when I'll explain it in a second, but when you copy this specific structure, it makes bank. Specifically, if you have like a product that people like, health benefits or anything that's anything that it's a little harder to convince people because there's maybe some claims like, is it going to help me with my gut? Is it going to help me with my liver? Does this, help my mind or my clarity? Anything like that, these emails perfectly answer objections with actual facts. So let me explain it to you. Again, science-based email, you're giving them the science, right? Your gut, parasites versus botanicals, which science shows? Shop now. And then this is a cool little GIF. I'll give you a little intake of what it looks like. Yes, all moving around. Love when you put on GIFs. Yeah, it looks cool. One destroys your gut from the inside out. The other builds it back cell by cell. Here's what the science shows. And then on the left side, you got all the bad things of parasites. And on the right side, you have the name of the brand, Malati. And then, obviously steal nutrients. And then it's a direct opposite. So steal nutrients, feed nutrients. Slow digestion, support digestion. Causes toxic buildup, cleanse waste naturally, right? Or I guess cleanses, I gotta fix that. But the point is, it's a direct comparison, right? And it's a science-based email. Now you're gonna put a shop now button at the end, shop, whatever your brand name is, and then again a clear, obvious answer to the thing you're addressing in the email. So we say here, why are parasites? Obviously, it's bad, and then this drink supports, the elimination of parasites. So that's what it is. Perfect example of a science-based email. Next one, brand updates. Now these are cool because they're not used often. I'm gonna be very honest with you. But they're very cool to also kind of break that fourth wall and just to give an update about the brand. So this email, I'll read it out to you. Find Brothers Nuts in a store near you. New locations all across Michigan. We just added 14 new stores for Brothers Nuts. And they have Michigan. That little take me there links to the actual location. So then that way you just pull it up, drive to it, and you're done. And then just more locations. But the point of this email is to give them an update about the brand. Another example is if you entered a new store, right, which is kind of this, but if you are pretty retail focused and you just made like Walmart or Target or Hobby Lobby, I don't know, but you make it into a big retailer, you could say it, right? Hey, we enter XYZ stores coming near you or nationwide or very small. I will also mention if you also sell like a product like I'm trying to think of a brand, but I'll give you an example. If you sell a product that's only in retail and you don't ship any products, this is a cool email to do. I made a video just yesterday, or technically a few minutes ago, where I explained the importance of email marketing, and if you don't use your list, you burn it. So let's just say you're thinking of doing email marketing in the future, but you're only doing retail. This is a great email to push people to the store. If you're not going to push people to the site, might as well use that email list. Don't burn it, or else if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. Made a whole another video, check that one out. But a perfect example, get them to actually buy your product, lead them to the stores, and also if you do both e-commerce and retail, it's a nice little thing. It's branding, right? Next up, did you knows. Now these are really fun to make because it's kind of similar to the science-based one, but I digress. Your brain's best friend, unlock clear thinking and steady energy every day. Clear shop now button. And then a nice little product section, and it's a did you know, right? So did you know when your brain doesn't get enough key nutrients, you can feel it, low energy, brain fog, trouble focusing, and even headaches or fatigue, and then, give some more information. But it's a did you know email, right? And then, again, you're going to see a very big theme. We mention the product as the obvious answer. Inside every capsule, a neurologist approved blend, a fruit blend, and then you just give the 4 facts: magnesium, and then all these fancy words I do not know how to pronounce, but I will. And yeah, so again, perfect did you know. Another example is if you sell, like a healthy, chocolate. I'm just going to CBG right now. If you sell a healthy chocolate, you could be like, did you know most big, big box, or not big box, but big e-com brands or big known chocolate brands have this little, not good thing for you. And then did you know that thing has this, an impact on your heart and your liver and your cholesterol, all these different things. And then obviously at the end of the email, you could put, oh, do you want a chocolate bar that tastes exactly the same, is very low sugar, and it's almost perfect for you and has none of that? Shop now. And that's a little tease for one of the emails we're going to come up to. But yeah, that's another did you know, really fun email. Recipe and routine. This is another email that we use constantly because it's also very easy to think of ideas. I put recipe and routine because if you sound like something that people could use, like skincare or shoes or glass, anything like that, it's more of a routine. But technically, the equivalent of a routine, but for a thing that you consume, is a recipe. So like different ways you could do something, right? So anyways, this is a recipe and routine email. It sounded weird, but let me get into it. The 30-second routine every man needs. Most men skip skincare, but science shows how even a short routine can change how you look and how your skin feels. Here's what 30 seconds a day does. And then you give them step 1, step 2, step 3 about your daily routine. And then you're also going to notice that in every step, it's one specific product that the brand sells. So step 1 is one of the cleansers, step 2 is one of the tinted moisturizers, and step 3 is a correction stick, right? So it's like a little perfection stick, we like to call it. A perfect example, right? Make it look good, make it look engaging, but actually give value. And another reason why I love this email is because all you gotta do is just think about your own routine. I hope a brand owner is watching this because it could help him a lot. If you know that you sell, like, let's just say makeup, and you know that your products in and out, you use them every day, and it's your thing, and you have a routine behind it. All you literally have to do is, what did I do this morning? And then just put it in a doc, make it an idea, ask ChatGPT, and just create an email of it. And it's very easy to do. Love making these emails, and they do convert. So that's good to know. Next one, gifting, very important as we go into Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It's going to be very interesting, is a gift of pureness. So this is a gifting email. We'll go into it. So we add a little heart because this is for Valentine's. And then a Valentine's tree made just for you. And then we give a description. So these are some of the different things you could gift and some of the suggestions we have for you to gift, right? Some of your best sellers, some of the things you want to sell, then a nice little pack. Some testimonials at the bottom, very basic. But the point of this email is just gifting, right? We're going to use a lot of this in November. So it's going to be very exciting to use. But nonetheless, it's a gifting email, very, very nice. You could use it on Valentine's Day. You could even use it in like July 4th, like a big holiday that, you know that the person may not necessarily use your product, but somebody that they know does. So like think of like, something for elders or maybe babies or anything like that. Perfect email for that. Next up, us versus them, that little teaser I was telling you about. One of my favorites as well, super easy to make. Let me just line this up. And us versus them is you're literally just saying, right there. Us versus them, you're literally just saying why your brand is better than the competitor and list specifically, that's the main part, specifically why it's better. So this brand, Points, Crunch versus M&M's, that's a sub product of their brand. Shop now, which one wins your heart? And then you have the products on the left column, products on the right column, and then a thumbs up to say if it's good or bad. And obviously our brand is good. So Points, thumbs up, 10 grams of protein against everything else, 2 grams, 3 grams, 2 grams. Now I will also, let me finish it up. And then you just give, the obvious product section. You pick milk chocolate or dark chocolate, and then you could obviously the packaging, 10 grams of sugar. And that's very easy email. Now, what I will mention with this email is, as I mentioned, you want to be specific because it's important. You want to be very clear about what you're doing. But not only do you have to use like one specific thing about this, because right here we use like 10 grams of protein, so we're talking about protein, but you could also go chunk up at a high level and say like, at a high level, what does my brand have? So for example, if your brand, makes everything natural, if your brand is founder led or, women led, or I was about to say men led, but dang. And then, anything that like stands out from your brand specifically, you could also mention that. So don't try to like niche down very, very hard. This is also a nice mindset to have for all the emails. Chunk up, think at a high level, what is different about your brand, and it's a perfect thing that you can do. Next one, crushes. I will say this specific email, if you go back in my old YouTube videos, I talk about single product emails a lot. I love them because they make a lot of money to the point where I had to slow down on it because we use them so much. They work so incredibly well. Most cases, right? I'll preface it. I'll preface that. Bean a bean from the mountain of coping to your cup. So in this email, we're focusing on one specific product and maybe 1 to 3 unique selling points of that product, or just a description. So we clearly have one product. We don't, say any other products except this one, and then we give information, right? So a little description of the product, the aromas and flavor notes. For you guys, think what's within the product. If you have like if it's made up of plants, if it's made up of healthy ingredients, you can include them. A little more information about the product, shop now, and then a little testimonial to get people to okay, this is a real thing. Give them a little social proof, right? Nice little testimonial, shop now button, very, very simple. I will say for single product emails, try to keep them short. I'm telling you, if you look back at some of my older videos, there's one specific layout I like to use where it's basically. So imagine this. So the product would be like right here, and then this would be like right in the middle, and then we would say like, one little catchy phrase. So for example, if I was doing the crunch email, I would say 10 grams of protein, ... the perfect chocolate. Then the product here, and I would make the product huge, like this. All right, so it's a very rough draft, and then here I would just put like United States, unique selling point number 1, unique selling point number 2, unique selling point number 3, and then that's it, and then shop now button, and I would just cut it there. So imagine this. I can't do it. Imagine this for an email. It looks confusing, but trust me, just look back at some other videos. It's very, very simple. I might mention it. I'll stick to the end of the video. I'll pull it up. I just don't want to lose the flow right now, but I will pull it up at the end of the video. Next one is a newsletter email. These are really fun to make, and I think that's the last one I had just because these are some of my favorites. I don't want to make the video take too long. If you want another one, let me know, and we have about 20 to 30, so I'll make a video about the other ones. But a newsletter one, very, very easy. Don't use it too often, or else people could just kind of get it, like it just won't convert as well. But if you use it sparingly, maybe like once a month, twice a month, they could perform really well. And it's a little newsletter. So I will break down the structure. Brothers Nuts, a little intro to the newsletter. And then it's usually a did you know fact, a science-based fact, anything that could give value. So we're giving value first. Then a little bit of another second value. So this second value could be like a did you know first, and then maybe like a fun fact, or like a brain teaser, and then maybe like a fan favorites pictures. So like if you have a big social media presence, you could take photos from your social media or just reviews, take them, put them in the newsletter, so people feel like, oh man, this is like a real community. But yeah, 2 value notes right there at the top, just give them value, and then at the bottom, the week's bestseller. So you could put, I personally suggest selling bundles. For some reason or another, they work really well on newsletters. But yeah, you could put anything. You could put your bestseller, you could put a bundle, anything like that, or you could just name it the top pick of the week or anything like that. And that's pretty much it. This one usually will be a longer email, but it does really, really well. And that's about it. So those are my favorite. Let me pull up that one email. It was second to last one. Let me pull it up because I want to show you. Am I recording? Yeah, so you guys are actually in luck. I literally found the exact email I was thinking about. So cool. So yeah, think about it like this thing right here, just protein baby, right? And then 3 unique selling points. In this case, it was at the top. Big old product with a little mascot, or you could put like a little certification of GMO certified, non-GMO or anything like that, and then a nice little wrap up, right, with a little description. Packed with 10 grams of complete protein, your pre and post workout essential. Shop now. I've used this thing so many times. Like this is kind of similar. Let me pull up another one. Anything like this, right? El Salvador, something, right? Unique selling points at the top, which in this case is just how the thing tastes like. Call to action, very short. So it's a very short email. As you can see, I've used this many times. It is a very short email, but it does really, really well. Here's another example. So this one specifically, there are cases that it won't work. I wish I had a better answer, and honestly, it's just like time. It's a case of time. This one, I remember we launched it. It didn't do too well. Maybe it was because it was one of the first emails we launched, so we still had to test the waters. But regardless, for the brands that are established, and what I mean by established is that they've sent multiple emails out in the past, works really well. So that's my suggestion. I would use it. And then, yeah, I'm telling you guys, we do send a lot of Valuetainment emails. So it's pretty cool. Anyways, guys, God bless you. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want me to make more videos of the other Valuetainment emails we have, then let me know. God bless you guys. More information on us in the bottom. And yeah, love you guys. Bye.